The biggest energies I've ever seen are incoming right now on the planet. This is the biggest solar storm of your entire life. The great solar flash is here that everyone's been talking about forever. So how are you guys feeling? Comment below, because the energies are intense. We had maybe 7, 8 X-class solar flares in the past week, all incoming right now on the planet. I'd be surprised if the satellites and grids are held up, because that is how big this energy is. Actually, the sunspot creating, actually there's 2 of them, but the one is as big as the Carrington event from the 1800s, when that explosion literally blew up the telegraph lines. There was fire coming out of them. Houses were burning down. Of course, we're not going to be seeing that extent because that was one blast. How are you guys feeling? Comment below. I'd love to hear, because I've been waking up feeling hungover every single morning. Now, many more Ascension symptoms, so I'll get into more of those later on in the video. Now, we are experiencing right now a massive pole shift. So what that is it's not something Armageddon or apocalypse, right, end of days that we always hear about. Yeah, it's the end for the old system. But a pole shift has to happen where we are moving from a false time cycle alignment into a more organic alignment, into the proper organic universal time spiral. So we have to literally move where the south and north pole areas are on the planet to literally tilt us towards the proper alignment. So this has been going on for quite a few years, but it's not something bad. It's actually something amazing, because we are going from the false matrix into the organic creation. So this is why Ascension is happening on a big scale right now on the whole planet. Even people that don't have a clue about anything, they are going to be experiencing, especially this weekend and the next coming weeks and months, because it will take a while for us to integrate these energies. They are big. So a couple days ago, I had my lower back out of the blue just have like a pinched nerve, or it felt like my entire spine just went out of alignment. Now this has happened to me 3-4 times in the past couple years, and I asked Spirit, I'm like, what is this? Why does it keep happening? Because it wasn't like I was doing anything to make it happen. And they were like, you know, we are experiencing major shifts in the poles, and as well as the stargates of the planet, the ley lines, the grids, all these things I've been working on for many, many years. But this is a biggie. Now, when the South Pole, which is actually our first dimensional stargate of the planet, right? This is, right, think about it. That's the alignment of the axis of where our spiral, the spin of the planet, exists on. So when the South Pole is being recalibrated or recoded, there's going to be changes at the atomic level. This is the physical, I say, level of our entire creation itself. So this is big. Now it's almost like, because, so I'm not going to get into too much in this video, but we integrate from the left side inward. So the left side is kind of like all of the parts of us that have yet to be integrated. So it's the feminine side. Of course, the feminine energy or polarity has had a lot of issues and distortions that we have to untwist and merge back into the center. So typically you will feel like your left side feels like it gets completely ripped out, and you have to untwist that area back to center point. So that's essentially what happened with my left lower back and hip. I've barely been able to sit. I couldn't lay down. I've been literally standing for days pretty much. Like, this is how bad it's been. So luckily I have untwisted so much that I can essentially sit down now. But it's been bad. This is why I'm standing right now doing this video, because it was horrible. Now that's indicating though that we are shifting at the actual core level of the microscopic part of us. So this is big. So exciting times of change are underway. Of course, you know, we see it in the world. We see all the bad stuff. It's because the shadow has to come to the surface to be cleared out. So it's not actually getting worse, it's getting better, but we see a lot of people that are really black portal people hijacked into the false matrix that are trying to create more havoc to keep people at a lower state. So then you get caught up in the chaos and you are easily manipulated and you are stuck in an old paradigm. That's the only thing they got left, is to keep people in the lowest frequency ever. But you know that. And this is why these shifts in the actual alignment of the planet and all the stargates opening up to be wide open, all the grids rearranging themselves. Of course, we see a lot of strange weather events and volcanoes, earthquakes, all these different things are the earth shifting and releasing. So know that everything is okay. Take a big breath, because know that everything, right? We are conscious beings. The entire universe is conscious. We are not left like a little bug on some random planet of hell. Everything is happening in that perfection. So know that. But it's up to us to not allow ourselves to get caught up in the chaos. We need to be the ones that can help others during this time, especially right now with these energies coming in. A lot of people have no idea. I actually saw a little kid right in the dirt, just dropped, having a tantrum, arms flailing, right in the gravel. And her parents are just sitting there kind of like, you know, what do you do? So know that kids and pets especially will be feeling these energies. Major ringing in the ears, thirst, hunger, or maybe you're not hungry at all, difficulty sleeping, right? All the typical standard Ascension symptoms that I talk about many times on my channel. Check out my whole playlist on Ascension symptoms, because I go into many different things. And actually, if you guys want a new video on Ascension symptoms, let me know, because I haven't done one in about 1.5 years, which is actually kind of weird, because I used to do them all the time because that was my jam, going through all the stuff. Now, of course, I'm still going through many different things, but know that these energies are going to be intense for you. Now, the more blockages you have in your system, know that those feelings of anxiety or fear or anger that you're feeling, those are stuck energies that have to come up and out. So allow yourself to feel at the strongest you can. Don't avoid or numb yourself out, because you have to allow them to dissipate out of you. Physical Ascension symptoms, if you haven't done a major fast or cleanse or detox, I highly recommend doing that, especially right now, because these energies are pretty intense. What's interesting is we seem to be riding these waves a lot better than this typical energy would have done to us in the past. So I think that we are, right, the grids are so much cleaner and clearer than ever before, that it's like having 7 or 8 X-class solar flares and like 20, 30, 40 M-class solar flares and like a whole bunch more other ones. We've had like literally close to 100 solar flares since May began. There are some years during solar minimum where we don't have even one X-class solar flare the entire year. This is how big, this is it. We don't need to be worrying about the great solar flash happening anymore in some future moment. It's the now moment. So comment below how you guys are feeling, because it really helps others know that they're not alone, they're not dying. I've been through so much issues in my own life as we transform from carbon-based to crystalline to plasma and beyond. So it's a lot on your body. There's just so much going on that it can feel like you are dying, like you're not going to make it. I've had difficulty breathing for days, weeks at a time. I was bedridden for a whole month. I have had issue after issue, and that's why I make a lot of Ascension symptom videos. So again, check out my playlist for a lot more. And yeah, comment below, because it really helps others know that, okay, I'm not dying, I'm okay, this is what's happening. Also check for the northern lights or the southern lights. So the auroras tonight, or whenever it's nighttime for you, you will be seeing them in almost any location on the planet. This is how major this energy is. Now, we also had these X-class solar flares that came out. So the CMEs were coming from what's called a halo CME, which means it's not just directed at one direction. It's coming from the center point outward in a full sphere of essentially an explosion of plasma that's coming in right now. That also indicates that our own Stargate in the center of the planet is also shifting and expanding at that center core level outward in all directions as well. So because all the Stargates, which are our entire network of stars, are all connected, this is big. This is allowing you to get to the core of yourself, to then recode yourself at the very depth core level of everything. So you might be feeling like you are tripping out, hungover, like you don't even know what's going on, like you are walking in this DMT shape-shifting reality. Like the ground is wobbling. You feel like you're losing gravity. That's all okay. I'm experiencing that myself for many years, since 2017. So my experience now is a permanent shape-shifting DMT trip, really. But you could also be having vertigo as well, because there's a lot of recoding going on in the center column of the hara line, which is the spine, and right through the center of the brain. So all the pituitary gland, the pineal gland, all the areas to do with the crown and the throat. Really, every chakra is being worked on right now. The antiparticle and the particle chakras. So we have way more than 7. But know that every part of the body can be really being affected right now. So take care of yourself. Drink lots of water, please, because your body is purging like never before at the atomic level. We are being recoded into a brand new paradigm, because when the pole shifts, we also have to shift our own alignment. Our shadow side, or these traumas, are typically on the left side of the body, and when we have something healing, it expands and we feel like it is this like gaping hole or blockage on the left side of the body. And as we merge back that polarity into unification, we are actually shifting and tilting our alignment, our coordinate in time-space. And we are shifting back into that proper organic alignment with the entire multiverse. So, it is big. This is the time you've been waiting for. A new Earth is here. You are existing in it right now. So act from that place. So you are existing as your higher aspects right now in body. Your higher aspects want you to create the best life for yourself. So figure out what that is. Of course, if you need downtime, you're probably gonna need it. I feel exhausted right now. I feel it's that tired and wired feeling, right? Where you can't sleep, you're wired, but you're exhausted, you're on the couch, that couch lock kind of feeling. Whatever you're going through, it's amazing, it's okay. Take a big, deep breath, know you're okay. But know that you have shifted. The world is different. We don't need to tune in to all the garbage, because that is gonna fade away, right? These situations of chaos in the world are going to get less chaotic the more inward you go, because ascension isn't going upwards and outwards, it's inscension. We are moving inward into the core of ourselves. And when you move into that inward unification of polarity, chaos starts dissipating. You don't see chaos in your own reality. You don't see the bullshit. You actually experience a very simplistic life. You might hear about these things through others. You might see it on the TV. Tune out of that. Create the world you want to see yourself. Be a role model for others, and you will see others start questioning what's going on in their own life, and they will start looking up to you and being like, maybe they did know what they were talking about all these years. For those of you that have been, right, awake since birth, or at least the black sheep of the family, right, this is your time. Now, if you want to work with me, I have courses on my website, EARTH1111.com. Check them out. Ascension Magic and Epic Shift CEO. Don't forget to share the video on all your social media platforms. I will be posting more of all of the charts and the solar flare activity in my short coming up on YouTube. So make sure you check out the short as well, the short feed. I'll be posting that tomorrow. So you'll see an actual visual of all of these energies. But I know you're feeling them. So comment below again and share the video on all your social media platforms. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. And you can find all different types of content there as well. And make sure you subscribe and hit that bell as well for much more coming up on EARTH1111.